McKenna, and hello lovelies. Anyway, what is my hair? It rained today and I was outside, which this leads into my story. You know what? Let me just lead into the story. I was outside today with McKenna because she came over to take pictures for my brother and his wife. Anywho, so McKenna was over and so was her sister and the baby, and ironic that there's a train. The train literally just went by, so that makes no sense. Literally before I turned on the camera, a train went by and I was like, oh good, at least it's going by now and not when I'm trying to record. Trying to decide, yeah, I have to cut. Hold on, okay. It's too loud. I'm back. Sorry, sounds like the train is gone. Hopefully there won't be any more during the video, which if you think about that, if there is another one, that makes zero sense because there's like no way that that's enough time for one to go from behind my house to the station in whatever town that's in and then have another one come. Like it's not enough time in between. They like hit each other. Anyways, okay, so McKenna and her sister Andrea and Maverick, obviously because he was just with us, well, and Andrea's his mom, so like he would come, you know what I mean? Anyway, so the four of us get into McKenna's car. We drive down to the train tracks back here, right? Because we were going to take pictures. And the reason we were going to take pictures is I was like her model, like example for people in the future who like are seniors, and she can like show them like here's some poses you could do, or like here's like the type of senior pictures that I can take, and like she can show them like different ways to like that, like she can like amp up the photos, I guess, if that makes sense, or like edit them. I'm not really completely positive on all the details, but like it's like example, like sample photos, right? You can like show examples of what she can do to the photos, right? Because she's going into photography. Anywho, so that train is still really loud. That's annoying. Anyway, so we're out at the train tracks and I'm like, you know, doing a ton of poses and stuff. Like she's telling me how to go and I'm like, I can sit, like I know it's raining, but like don't even worry, like my house is like not even, I could have walked, but like it's kind of a long walk in the rain. But anyway, like it was fine. I didn't mind getting all wet. It was totally like her like thing, and I was like willing to like literally jump in the mud for her because like, girl, you got my back, I got yours, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we're doing it and we were like being careful, obviously, because like low-key I think it's kind of trespassing to walk on a train track and you're like not supposed to. Well, I don't know. Anyway, also like it was just kind of dangerous in general because it was raining and stuff. So like we do all the pictures, and the last one, I want to say, one of the last ones, I was laying down, right? So then I like hear a noise and I go to get up. I want to say that this is what happened. I might be wrong. I might have already gotten up and I'm just like making this a false memory. But anyway, I go to get up and I like hear that there's a train coming. And when you first hear like the noise of the train, it's a distance away, because when you're like on the track, you like hear when it's at multiple crossings because like you're on the track, you know what I mean? So it's like closer. And I've told you guys before, there's like other than the main one behind my house, there's like 4 crossings that I can hear that like the train whistle, right? So even if it's not super loud, like it's still faint and you can hear it, right? So then we saw it like coming around the corner, I guess I'll say. Yeah, because it like curves. And we could see the light, and the light was like this big to us, so like that goes to show how far away it was. I'd say that was like a mile-ish away, maybe a little further. I'm not positive how far the eye can see, but like yeah, it was a good distance, so we had like time, right? And as she's like okay, we gotta get off the tracks now because like it's coming, so we need to move. We like go, and I'm like next to her, and I look and I was like, wow, it's kind of weird how like the train is like far away and we can still like hear and see it. She's like, yeah, right? And then I was like, wait a second. And she's like starting to like walk off the tracks at this point, but I was still on them. I want to say she was in front of me, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, she meaning McKenna, by the way. I don't know, I've already justified that. Anyways, focusing on, okay, or explain, not justified, wrong word. Anyways, so I'm like looking and I was like, does it look like there's a person down there? And the reason that it looked like a person, which it was, but hold on, is because the whole time we were doing the pictures, like there were times where I was like facing away from her and I was facing like the direction of where the train was like coming, you know what I mean? Because this trains go either way, but the way that the train was coming is where I had been looking the whole time we were doing pictures if I wasn't facing the camera. Does that make sense? Okay. Anyway, so I'm looking and I had like basically like, I knew the scenery because I was there for like, we were there for like 10 minutes, and I'd been like looking that way the whole time. Never saw a person, not like a distance away, like no one was by us. It was just she and I, and then Andrea and the baby were in the car like a couple, maybe like a yard away, because it took us like a while to like walk up to the tracks and then walk down to where we wanted to walk to get all the pictures and the good scenery of the trees and stuff. So like I'm looking and I'm like, that looks like a person, right? And she's like, oh my god, it does. And she was like, what the heck, like were they there the whole time? Like, this is me imagining what she's thinking. She didn't say a lot of this out loud, but she was like, what the heck? And I was like, are they? And like I was gonna say like, are they walking towards the train? Like, okay, train track is this way, a little dot right here, the train that's coming, and it's like taking its time because it's a distance away, but still. So person like right here, right? So train track, person like right here. It looked like the person was like walking. And by the way, when I say we saw a person, we saw like a black silhouette because the person was that far away from us, but like we could see that it was a person, you know what I mean? So I couldn't tell you if it was a boy or girl, whatever. Then I'm like about to say, is that person about to walk in front of the train? And like as I'm saying that, and like I'm not really fully saying it, I was like, are they? And as soon as I said that, disappeared. The person was gone. And I looked at her and I was just like, did you see that too? She was like, oh my god, why are they not there anymore? And I don't know if she said exactly that. Sorry, I'm putting words in your mouth, McKenna. But we both like looked at each other, and this moment, like fully, I will never forget. We both were just like staring at each other, like. And I wish I could edit McKenna in right now and just have her be like, but I can't do that because it's way too complicated. Anywho, so I'm like, oh my god, and she's like, run, and she was like, I'm going back to the car. I don't know if you said run or not, but anyway, we like ran to the car, and I got in the front seat, she got in the driver's seat, and then Andrea was in the back like with the baby because yeah, she was like taking care of him when we were not there. Obviously she'd be in the back seat, but yeah. So anyway, so McKenna locks the door, and I was just like, oh my god, that was so scary. It was just like so freaking. And what's really weird to think about too is when we were there the whole time, there was no cars that came by, which like, it's not that weird, but it was kind of weird, you know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, because it's like kind of a busy road. I mean, we weren't on the road, but you know what I mean. The car was. Anywho, it was pulled over. But anyways, to the point. It was so freaking freaky. So then, okay, by the way, I have to add a little side tangent here. When she took my sister-in-law and my brother's pictures before, and they were using like our mantle and our fireplace. And we don't typically use our fireplace because like my mom likes to keep it nice and cold in here. Anyways, so they had the fireplace on for their pictures, okay? So they had it on for a while, blah, 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 and my dad came back up, because he's the only one that knows how to work it, and they were all done, they put everything back, blah, 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 and they're like, you can shut it off now, we don't need it, and they were like, okay, so my dad turned it off, like, I don't know how to describe it, like in the control center for the fireplace, which is like underneath it, you like pop the little grate open, and you shut it off. It's like the manual switch, right? Okay, there's another switch on the side, and then there's like a little key in the floor. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. He hadn't turned the key, but he definitely manually shut it off. I watched him. Okay, hopped in the car, came back from the whole train track incident, and like it had been off for like an hour and a half. I'm talking to them, telling them, meaning my family, like my two older brothers, my sister-in-law, and my mom. I don't think my dad was in the room. He might have been, I don't know. Maybe he was. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I just got a text from Andrea. Anyways, so I'm telling them, and as I'm telling them, and I was like, literally, like, the person stepped in front of the train and disappeared. As I said that, fireplace turns on, and I'm like, okay, definitely a poltergeist now. So, yeah, it was terrifying and so freaky, and this is almost 10 minutes, so I'm gonna cut this, and then I think I'm gonna add the next story. But anyways, it was so scary. Girl, McKenna, I can't even believe it. Like, okay, so that whole scenario happened with, like, the fireplace turning back on, and the, like, poltergeist, I guess I'm gonna call it. You know what? Shadow figure sounds better, because that's basically what it was. Anyway, so before that, McKenna's, like, in the living room taking pictures, right? And of my sister-in-law and my brother, whose names I'm not using, and Andrea's like helping her, and like I'd kind of been like holding the baby, right? But then I think I gave him back to Andrea, and Kyle was in the kitchen gonna make some pizza for his food. So Kyle goes to put the pizza in the preheated oven, and it falls cheese down, and it fell like on the door of the oven because he had the oven door open, and then also we didn't realize this at the time, this is important, on like the bottom of the oven obviously, and the part we didn't realize is it fell on the coil, which the coil, if you don't know, are the things that heat up, that like heat up the oven and like your food. So they like do the cooking because the heat. They provide the heat. They're the catalyst. Anyway, oh my god. Anyways, so is that what it shut up, Aaron. Anyways, okay, so take that for what it is. Anyways, so then I like look at Andrea and I'm like I think I was looking at McKenna or something. I don't know. I was just like watching the pictures be taken because I'm weird. And I see Andrea like dying laughing, and she's like looking at Kyle and like her mouth is open. She's got Maverick and she's like, oh my god. And she was just like, and I was like, what? And I hear Kyle go, Tyler's calling me, so this is gonna get interrupted again. Hold on. Just hold on. Hello, crappy angle. I gotta finish this real quick. My family's sleeping. I'm plugged in. I can't unplug it because it's like dead, the phone, and it's raining. And then there's another train going by because that's just crazy. It's been like an hour though, so I assume that they're not gonna run into each other. Anyway, so the rest of the story is I hear Andrea go like, and she was like, are you okay? And she like kind of laughed, and then I heard Kyle go, what do I do? And he sounded like scared, so I ran into the kitchen, and I see that he has his pizza flipped over because he dropped it when he went to put it in the preheated oven, which by the way, preheated means like it's hot, obviously. And so he luckily shut off the oven, and I was like, I don't even know how to help you. Like I couldn't pick it up because it was cheese side down, and it was like on the door, on the like floor of the oven, and then on the coil, which we didn't really see at first. So then my mom tried to clean it up best she could, and then she was like, we gotta do self-clean. So she shut it, and when you shut it for self-clean, you have to lock it, like the oven door, so you can't open it. And she turned it on, and I think at that time we had finished taking pictures, we meaning McKenna, and they had finished like taking pictures, and we were like talking, and my dad came up because he was gonna turn off the fireplace for us because they had the fireplace on. I think I already said that. And so we shut it off, and I was like telling him about the whole fiasco because he was downstairs the whole time working out. And we like told him about it, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of starting to smoke right now. My mom said like, if it smokes, don't worry about it. So I happened to look, and it was smoking, and I was like, oh, the smoke alarm might go off. And as I was about to say that, it started to have flames inside of the oven, and I was like, is this supposed to be on fire? My dad was like, what? And Andrea and McKenna looked at each other, and they were like, and he was like, no. And then, not gonna say his name, my brother and his wife like freaked out too, and he was like, everybody stay calm. So he like ran to the kitchen, my dad, and shut off the stove, and then he was checking to make sure it was locked, and I told him like, don't open it, and obviously he knew that, but in the moment I didn't realize it was like him checking to see if it was locked. Anyway, so he shut it off, and then my mom was kind of annoyed that he shut it off, but I was like, listen, I don't want a house fire. So yeah, sorry, this is a terrible angle. Anyway, I'm trying to be loud, but I don't know if I am. Anyway, so yeah, it was really scary, and they ended up like, it's fine now, like all of our windows are open though, and I'm freezing still, but like the whole house smells like burning, like, well, just basically like something that burnt. But yeah, it's like really strong, because when you self-clean it, it kind of smells anyway, but because it was on the coil, it was like, eh. But I just have to have it be noted that today I stayed so calm in a crisis situation. I normally never do that. But anyways, yeah, that's all the stories that I have. This vlog is going to be kind of like silly and just like stories, so I don't know if these vlogs will be together now. They almost have to be because it doesn't make sense otherwise. But yeah, I kind of told those out of order. Like obviously the fire happened first, and then we like saw the thing on the track, and then the fireplace turned back on. But yeah, but it was quite a day, let me tell you. But yeah, so now it's like 10:49, and I have to take off all this makeup, and I did it to like good for the pictures, you know what I mean? But no, I've been like playing with makeup a lot, and it's really fun. I actually am hoping, I'm not making any promises, but I'm hoping to do some videos where I'm playing with Halloween makeup, because I want to try some looks just to like, I don't know, be fun and like creative, you know, because it's hello, October now as of tomorrow, because today's the 30th of September. But anyway, yeah, so that's that. Anyways, thank you guys for listening, if you could even hear it. Thanks for watching. Hello, I look like I'm a Jedi. Anyway, I don't know what to do with my hair. I'm like looking down, so it's like falling in my face. Anyways, yeah, so that's that. And there's another train again. Seriously? Ugh. Okay. Thanks for watching, and yeah, till the next vlog, signing off. Okay, goodbye.